If you eat a good quality protein, fat, maybe some carb starts with dinner, but let's say, I don't know, 9, 10 p.m., you go to have a snack and you just do, I don't know, popcorn or I don't know, handful of strawberries, some kind of a simple sugar. You think it's possible that your glucose could spike and then it will crash in the middle of the night if you're doing something too simple or too high on the glycemic index?
Well, it depends on how blood sugar sensitive you are. I mean, the two examples you gave are two different things, right? Because grains and popcorn are going to be a little bit more higher glycemic, higher sugar stuff. Strawberries, pretty low glycemic and a lot of fiber there. So probably not as much with the strawberries, but could you have some strawberries and maybe a spoonful of almond butter, right? Or some kind of a good fat or protein? Probably better, right? It just depends upon what time you're going to bed and what time you're eating. Usually you see it, people that are eating around 5 or 6 o'clock dinner and they're going to bed like around 11 and there's like a 5 hour gap between their last meal and sleep, potentially. And again, it has to do with how dysregulated their blood sugar is and how weak their adrenals are. So it really depends. But if sleep's an issue, that's one pattern we want to look at. We talked about DHEA playing a big role. If you're a female going into menopause, that means your egg follicles are being used up essentially, and you're not going to get that hormone production from that follicle that's now no longer there. So we require a lot of the DHEA from our adrenals to now be made. And if our adrenal reserves on DHEA are low, guess what? We're not going to have that backup battery that we had all ready to go, right? We're in the middle of, we're just coming out of a bunch of storms in Austin here. And if you didn't have a generator ready to go, guess what? You went without power for a while. Well, that's kind of like going into menopause is going into a storm with a generator that's maybe 3/4 empty. And so the adrenals play a really important role as the backup generator for sex hormones. And so the better that generator is charged up, the easier you're going to sail into menopause and not have all the hot flashes and mood issues and sleep issues and skin issues and hormone issues and vaginal dryness issues that you may have with lower sex hormone reserves.
Yep, well said. You ready to show us this thing? I'm sure people that are on video want to see what the heck we're talking about. We can see some of the rhythms, and also DHEA is measured too, which is cool. So when we talk
Yeah,
about a cortisol test, we're getting a lot more than cortisol too, right? We're getting melatonin also.
exactly. And then one last thing to look at is PCOS, which is also common. You see it more in younger women, 20 and 30s, but blood sugar issues, high level of insulin, this can really jack up testosterone. And this can do a whole bunch of issues in regards to abnormal hair growth. You may see an increase in libido, some still go down. And then of course, weight gain is going to be another big side effect there. Let me